Now, in your bio, you noted that you've worked to bring more women and diverse candidates into the tech workforce, which is something we always like to talk about on here on the show, as well as working with the Working Mothers Organization. And I'd love to hear more about this. What are some effective ways to bring more women and diverse candidates, and diverse in many ways: sexual orientation, gender identity, neurodiversity, differently abled? What are some of the ways that you've seen that have been really exciting and really sort of like widened the field and brought more interesting, diverse candidates into the field?
Yeah, so I think you have to commit yourself to focusing on it, right?
Yep. Hmm.
Because this is another one of these where you were describing earlier, Chris, like how come we don't have more people like this, and then you like overamp on those kinds of descriptions, and how come you don't have more people, right? Like
Yes.
you can get into that kind of a situation here as well. And so you could say, oh my gosh, like diversity is so hard to achieve. Can we really do it? And
Right.
that can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, and then it stays hard to achieve, right? So
Hmm.
I think part of it is committing to focus on it. So what are some of the ways in which we focused on it? You referenced in my intro that I'm on the board of trustees of Mass DLC. That's an organization that has taken the topic of diversity and inclusion very seriously. Last year, a number of technology companies in Massachusetts came together and signed up to the Social Justice Charter. Veracode did too, where we committed our organizations to do various kinds of practices in this area, tracking our data, sharing our data, providing charitable donations to organizations that were looking to further the representation of underrepresented minorities and diverse candidates in the technology industry. So, that's something that we did from an organizational perspective. We do measure our data. So we look at it, over a time period. We look at it on the basis of gender. We look at it on the basis of ethnicity. And even when we look at it and we say, gosh, we have to do better, the fact that we're looking at it creates those moments which says we have to keep doing better. Now,
Right.
I'm proud to say that on our executive team, we are 40% female, right? So that's, I think, a bigger number than I've seen in the executive ranks of a lot of cybersecurity companies. So we're proud of that. And we want to make sure that that's reflected throughout the organization. We also we build it in at a grassroots level as well. So I described to you some things that we're doing organizationally, but we also have a diversity and inclusion team that's very active in doing events that raise awareness around certain aspects of this, right? We have hackathons that we do as part of our company culture. And
Mhm.
a very important part of hackathon is raising funds for charities that our employees believe in. And the hackathon that we did late last year, Resilient Coders was an organization that we, raised money for, where they try to get youth from Black communities, Latinx communities to get representation in technology. So, those are things that we do. And then hiring. We work with our recruiters and say, look, we want to have a diverse slate. And you make that clear to the recruiters up front. So that their exploration process, their selection process can take that into account, and that you kind of force yourself and them to speak to a more diverse slate.
Yeah. New episodes of the Cyberwork podcast are available every Monday at 1 p.m. Central. And don't forget to check out our hands-on training series, Cyberwork Applied. Each week, expert Infosec instructors teach you a new cybersecurity skill and show you how that skill applies to real-world scenarios. Go to infosecinstitute.com/learn to stay up to date on all things cyberwork.